climate. Our next lesson is going over climate and vegetation of Latin America. So let's jump right in. So when looking at the climate of the Latin American area, it is very important to understand where, again, the location is. Latin America is very closely linked to the equator. Whenever a place is closely linked to the equator, you'll see that there is a lot of rain and there will be rainforest. In this case, we got the Amazon rainforest, which allows for a nice tropical climate. A nice tropical climate. This tropical climate is associated with a large amount of biological diversity. Remember, if it's tropical, there's a lot of trees. If there's a lot of trees, then there's generally a lot of oxygen being pumped out because trees are essential for forming and creating oxygen for people and living creatures to breathe in. So there's a lot of biodiversity. There's a lot of types of birds and animals and insects and lots of different types of creatures. So with this climate, you get a nice tropical warm climate. Now, it's not always like that all the time when it comes to the climate of Latin America. Latin America is also home to the Andes Mountains. Those Andes Mountains are kind of form that mountain climate where generally on one side it's very moist, very wet, a large amount of biodiversity. But then on the other side, it's very dry. Because again, when a cloud is traveling to a mountain, to get over that mountain, the cloud has to drop a lot of water. So the cloud drops a lot of water on one side, goes over that mountain, and then has no more water to drop on the desert side, or very little to drop. So that desert side is very dry. So with that, you have a nice mountain climate going on in the Andes. Then after that, with the Caribbean there also, the Caribbean gives a nice tropical climate. With those islands, again, they're very close to the equator. That tropical climate allows for different types of vegetation. You get abundance of fruits like mangoes and coffee and chocolate. You'll get cocoa and different types of tropical fruits like guava and papayas. You'll find different things like that. Also in the climate, you look at the Yucatan, tropical, but also a little dry because of its location. It has some mountains there, again, causing the same situation in the Andes Mountains and the Amazon. So there's a mixture of very moist and very dry. And then the amount of vegetation in that region is very diverse. You get a little different types of trees, you get different types of creatures, and then those different types of creatures have a relationship with the ecosystem, where it creates a very diverse biology. So with that in summary, the climates of Latin America vary from very moist to very dry, and has a large mountain climate and a very constant oceanic coastal climate. And also the vegetation is very diverse, leading to a diversity in fruits like mangoes, papayas, and coffee and chocolate, which then contributes to the economy of the area, and then also allows for biological diversity in the animals. Alrighty, that is lesson 3. I hope you guys have a good day.